Miller's Ale House. I thought it was Miller's Ale House.
I thought it was Rockaway Barn.
Yeah,
It could be the barn. I'm fine.
Well,
with
those were the two things
because,
thrown out. Oh yeah, that's who John knew somebody that worked at the barn or owned the barn.
I think we're live, by the way, guys. I think we're live. We have not actually hit record on the podcast yet, though. So we gotta get that next.
There's the.
But you know the first thing we got to do. So yeah, Joey. All right, yeah, no. So I think this camera view is gonna work.
I like this better because it's a little less side profile for you. Like you're still gonna be turning and looking, which is what it is, but like it's a little less.
It's just
side
like you're
profiling.
very bright on your face.
I mean,
I don't know why. Does that do anything?
No.
That is not a good look for
if you had like an OnlyFans ring, like
one
of those rings for the OnlyFans chicks, like then we probably could shut that off.
I think that's kind of what that is, but that's like a cheaper like Amazon version. But it's good. It still works.
Turn that off. See if that does anything.
All right, it might. Let's try.
No, I look like
because he's right under the wire.
I look like holiness ascending on the podcast.
We're going with it.
That's what I look.
Don't matter.
We're rocking with it today. We'll worry about that later. I'll get some like kind of shade thing.
Rocking and rolling.
I can start wearing a hat or do something like that. I mean, you both wear hats. I feel like I'm kind of left out.
I got like millions of hats. I can give you a nice Yankee hat to wear. I've never worn brand new. If you want to wear one.
Nah, I got gel in my hair. I don't want to get gel in your brand new Yankee hat.
All right.
And not to mention, I went to the gym and sweated. I am not going to be the guy that ruined. And not to mention, my favorite hat to own and wear is a Yankee hat. Like, I may not be a Yankee fan, but they're that navy blue and the NY on it. There's nothing better to rock on the dome than a nice Yankee cap.
I love, by the way, our little pre-show, live, just for YouTube viewing pleasure.
For
pre-conversations.
For all the people on the YouTube viewing, which ironically enough is us.
We were discussing fantasy football earlier.
We'll be discussing fantasy football a lot this season, being that I'm back in the league.
Oh yeah, if we're all in the league.
And I'm sure that you guys will love every second of it.
Let's get that recording going because I came up with an idea.
Yeah, we're not.
All right, let's do it. So we're about to
for fantasy football. So let's hit that record button, get this show rocking and rolling, and we'll do it that way.
And it's good to be back.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Back again to die on this hill with my friends. Joining me today, Mr. David Hastings.
That'd be me. I'm that guy.
Mr. Joey D. And possibly Mr. Eric Pfeiffer later. We will see.
We hope.
As we get into
Mr.
another
Erich
show.
Treslar.
Yeah. Woo! So, Dave, I think you said you had somewhere you wanted to start today, but before you do that, what I want to do is tell everybody that, it's the easiest thing to do.
What's that to do?
Hit the like button, the share, the follow, the subscribe. It's free. It's
free.
Easy.
That's one of the other keys.
Easy,
free
and fun.
Easy.
Free's the best thing.
I mean, there's a lot of things in life that might be free, but they're not easy, or they're not that great to have. Where this show covers all of that.
Yeah.
And all I'm hoping for is that this storm doesn't randomly knock out power, because I guarantee you if it happens, we're going to be in the middle of a great segment. We're going to be crushing it. And because that's how it happens.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, when you
it'll be great because everybody will know it'll happen because the stream's just going to cut. Once that stream cuts, But.
It's all good.
Oh, we got to shout out Jay Nunn. He just texted me. He's actually watching us right now live on YouTube. So shout out to
What
Jay
up,
Nunn.
Jay Hood?
Literally, we're just talking fantasy. And
literally just talking
so
fantasy.
I think knowing that he's in here, and we gotta. This whole conversation started because Eric joined our league after a 3-year hiatus. 4-year.
I think it's been like longer. 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I think it's been a
little bit, hiatus, but Eric's now back with us, and since we do this show together, right, and based off of how the schedule unfolds, we'll all play each other at least once. There is a chance we could play each other twice. There's a chance we could see each other in the playoffs. Based off of how me and Joey specifically are projecting our season, we probably won't be in the playoffs, but you never know. You never know. So my thought is, since we have this tortilla slap experience since we've started this, I feel like a tortilla slap should also rest on the win-loss of our matchups.
No.
Of the matchups? No. Absolutely.
Just the matchup. Not the record.
I'm in.
Not the record.
Not the record,
Not
just the
just when
matchup.
we
Head
play
to head
each other.
matchup.
So when I play
I
you,
am down a 2nd and a 4th round pick in this draft. Hell no. I'm probably one of the worst teams in the league. I already know that.
but it doesn't mean you can't win.
So I'll tell you what, I'll go 2 for 1 with you. 2 for 1 slap.
I already got 2 slap bets with him. Two tortillas.
But this isn't a bet. This is straight up like for the fantasy football season.
terrible.
So when we play head to head, whoever loses gets a tortilla slap. I
don't
mean,
like this.
I
I don't
just,
like
Why not? Weeks me and Dave are playing against each other. You're out of it. You could be
That's
here just
fine.
watching.
That's what I mean.
So
You get
that's
to,
what I
like,
mean.
so,
It's
like-
only the weeks you play us, so you really and it could only be twice.
That's 1. That's 2.
My team's not going to be
Boom.
good.
Boom.
It's not. Yeah, but it's
See,
the
you
same
guys
for
keep
both
talking
of
about your
us.
teams aren't going to be good. I know my team's going to be good.
Oh,
Like
my
I'm coming in to compete. I'm not just coming to come in. I'm coming to win.
I mean, we're all coming in to compete. Like, I'm not limping into this thing, but I'm just saying. I mean, you know, speaking of fantasy, we just find out that a calf injury is going to keep McCaffrey out of the preseason. Do I think the guy needs to play in the preseason? Not
Probably
one
not.
bit. But besides,
Those are
Could
Well,
affect
yeah,
draft status, though.
it could. But
He's still going top 5. He's still going top 5.
Our
Make
league,
a fall to the 10, bro.
yeah, like our league is not one of those leagues that
He's not falling to
gets
10.
scared from little injuries. Like, you have to be like, hey, like, he broke, like, a receiver broke their hand, they're going to miss 6 to 8 weeks. That'll let a guy fall, right? Like, Michael Thomas the last couple of years, like, every year you're like, is this going to be the year he finally comes back and returns to Michael Thomas? So,
Never
like, somebody
again. I
might
knew
take
that
a
was
waiver
happening.
on him in the 16th round, or
Never
go pick
again.
him up as a free agent afterwards. So, like, you know, like, you'll see things like that, but
Dude, I'm in for the tortilla slap bet, obviously, but I'm at a disadvantage here. Maybe I wouldn't have traded everybody if I
I'll
was
tell
on
you
the
what.
show and knew about this.
No.
tortilla
Here's
slap
what we
bet.
do.
I didn't know about it until I was driving here.
Here's what we do is, by the way, we normally do this show on Tuesdays. Being that we are drafting next Tuesday, we're not going to be able to do the show on Tuesday. I'm proposing we do the show
Maybe
Thursday.
we do the show at the draft.
I mean,
Technically, we could. I could bring it up there.
don't-
We could.
I don't know-
just
I don't
think
know.
we're live streaming. I don't think I can live stream it.
Yo, I don't
But
care. Let's record
I
it.
can record it if we needed to. What I'm saying,
I think that'd be dope.
Oh, so we already have confirmation. Noose is taking McCaffrey #1. Dude scores every week. So thank you for that, Justin.
Noose has it.
And
Noose has the number one pick.
Justin said that you need to do the tortilla slap bet. So,
It's happening, Justin, obviously.
come
it
on,
has to
get in
happen.
here.
This is.
Come on. There it is. All right, we are official. So
are.
only head-to-head matchups, and whoever wins slaps the loser. The person that is not involved in the matchup just gets to record it for personal use down the road.
And Joey gets 25 extra points.
25
Johnny gets
point
a spot. He gets a 25-point spot. It won't count in the standings of the record, but it gives him a little bit of a chance. Look, as long as we don't play in the
down.
first couple
I'm
weeks,
down,
like
bro.
if you start 0-4 and then you get
I'm down.
matchups
No.
against us, we could talk about giving a little bit of a
No.
draft
Rexaholics
spread.
don't come to lose. We come for a playoff spot every year, even though we're down. Well, I hope my
man.
only wins are against you two.
So look, I honestly will say this: like, if our draft didn't drag ass the way it tends to at times, I'd be like, yo, a live stream would be fun. But once you get past halfway through the third
Once you
round,
get past like the 6th or 7th, I think it starts to slow down.
We start to
I think that's
drag.
everybody. But I think that's drafts.
last year. We
I think
were
that's
done in
drafts
like 2
across.
hours, I think.
Usually
we were-
online
we were-
because of the
last year was
timer, it usually goes a little bit
Last year
quicker.
was one of our best drafts, but because it's at a restaurant, it's going to take forever, and that's okay.
We have to be conscious of that, and not to mention it doesn't help since Justin's watching right now. We'll just call him out. He can't even get there till like 7:30, so you know.
There's nothing wrong with that, Jay Hood. There's nothing wrong with that.
But if
listen,
I
all
mean,
good.
Either way, looking forward to another fantasy year. I mean, I'd love to act like if I did some research, I'd draft better. But honestly,
That's
I
why
haven't
we're
had a
maybe.
good draft since the year I had Arian Foster and Murray and Gronk and
Jimmy Graham.
I had the injured team. Like they all
And they
got
all stayed
injured, so
healthy.
they all fell. And like I'll never forget, it was actually Joey that said it to me. Joey's like, dude, if your team stays healthy, you can make a run. And I ended up winning it that year. But it was it was one of those every single time you're like, oh God, please, not this play. Not this play. Not this
Dave
play.
is like the Eli Manning of our fantasy football.
No, that's a great segue,
Dude.
too, so I'm going to let you finish your thought.
Here, Dave has made it. I think the playoff. He doesn't make the playoffs too often, and I don't mean to bash him on that. But when he does, I think he's won 2 titles.
I've won twice in Dudes League.
Yeah.
I've won iHeart twice. I've won.
Like in Dudes League, when
finished
he-
second in my work.
By the
league
way,
last
He
year.
comes and he.
I'm re-entering this league, and one of the main reasons I'm re-entering this league is I think it is the only fantasy football league I've ever been in and not won.
Okay.
Every other league, my brother-in-law's league, league I'm in with Fife, a bunch of every other league I've been in, I've won or won multiple times in those leagues. This is the only league I haven't won yet. So I'm coming in hungry because I want this title. I want to win. So I hope that I'm going to do enough. I hope I'm going to keep the right guys. You never know. It's the first time I've been back in a keeper league in a while, too. So I'm interested to see how I do that because it's a new strategy for me a little bit. So I got to figure that out, figure out who I'm keeping. But I am pumped, and I am looking forward to a competitive, fun year with you guys. And to transition, though, a little bit, you bring up Eli and how Dave is much like the stoic Eli Manning.
Nice.
Looks and all.
2 for 2,
But
man.
I will say, next year he's eligible for the Hall of Fame.
True.
Is he getting in? First ballot?
Is he? Most likely. Go ahead, Joey. All right.
No, because he wants you to finish the thought that he has. You do it, Joey. You say, come on, don't let him be the bad guy. Don't let Dave be the bad guy. I want to hear you be the bad guy.
Is he getting in? Most likely. Should he be a first ballot? Not at all.
Absolutely.
No.
No.
He's top 10 all-time in yards. Top 10 all-time in passing touchdowns. Number 2 overall for Iron Man.
He has a
500
500 record as a quarterback in the regular season.
2 Super Bowls. By the way, he has more road playoff wins than Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, just some of the other great.
Because Tom Brady always
Steve
played at home.
or Steve Young. He's got more. Like he has done it. He has beaten both Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. He has done everything that you need to do as a QB, beaten all the greats. And you're going to tell me top 10...
How many points did his team score in any of those games?
A top 10...
How many points? How many points?
In
How
yards,
many points in those
top
games?
10 in touchdowns.
They won those games because he made clutch throws in brief moments.
Top 10 in yards
He
and
made clutch
touchdowns.
throws, and then they could run the ball and play great defense. They did not win the Super Bowl strictly because of Eli. They won the Super Bowl because of their run game and their
he made were
defense.
keys to those games.
Of course they were.
And like I keep repeating, you did this to Strahan and he called you out on it. Don't let it happen again.
Bring it on, Eli Manning. Bring it on. Oh, and he's got jokes,
Strahan
too.
called
Eli
you
will
out.
get me bad.
Eli will, because top 10 in yards, top 10 in touchdowns, what else? I'm not talking Giants top 10. I'm talking NFL top 10. Everybody else in the top 10 is a Hall of Famer or going to be a Hall of Famer. Why wouldn't he be? That's what I mean. Is I
I'm
think
not
there's a
saying
little
he's not
extra
going to
hate
be. I'm
because
saying
you're a Cowboy fan.
He shouldn't
and
be a
Jet
first
fan.
ballot Hall of Famer.
Come on, let
That's
me
it.
hear it, Joey. Let me hear it. Come on, I want to hear the defense. Give me why he shouldn't be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
500 quarterback.
There has only been 14 quarterbacks in the history of the Hall of Fame to ever be first ballot. That's it. Only 14.
He's
Eli-
not a top 15 guy. He couldn't be
not.
the 15th.
He's not.
He's not a top 15 quarterback.
He's
overall.
going to be the 15th, but he shouldn't
He
be.
should get in 100%. However,
Name those 15. I dare you to name
don't know.
15
I
better
don't-
quarterbacks. But you couldn't do it.
Then
You couldn't do
Eli?
it. Then Eli. Do it right now. Name 15.
Drew Brees, Big Ben, Phillip Rivers,
They're going to all be in. So your naming
Peyton
guys not in
Manning,
yet. Those guys
Peyton
will all be
Manning,
in.
Tom
Drew
Brady.
Brees, Tom Brady,
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, John
Jim
Elway,
Kelly.
Dan Marino.
John Kelly.
Dan Marino's got 0 Super Bowls,
Doesn't
by the
matter.
way.
Dan
0.
Marino is considered the best
0.
quarterback ever.
Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
Just saying.
I could list out quarterbacks. I've always said this, and you know this. I have said this
But Eli-
for years. I will take so many quarterbacks over Eli Manning in the regular season. Mm-hmm. So many. I literally
I'm
could
with
not.
him.
I will run out of breath before I get to Eli Manning as a regular season quarterback. You put him in the playoffs, I will take Eli Manning over.
You have to take the totality of the career, though.
Eli is a big game quarterback.
The totality of the career, he is a big game guy.
They won that Super Bowl scoring 17 points, and it took a miraculous catch by David Tyree and a horrible defensive play call. How do you leave Plaxico Burress one-on-one with the game on the line when dude has dominated people all year long? They won those Super Bowls because they could run the ball, and they played great defense, and Eli Manning didn't turn the ball over, and he made clutch throws in the moments that he needed to make clutch throws.
Oh,
He's
good.
a 500 quarterback in the regular season.
What does that have to do? He's got Super Bowl titles, doesn't.
That's great.
I don't care the years he sucked towards the end. It is what it is. That's what brought him down. Yeah, the last couple of years, he wasn't the same.
The year they won the Super Bowl, they were 9-7.
He led the league more in interceptions than he did with touchdowns.
Regardless, he's still top 10 in yards, touchdowns. For as much as you guys say he wasn't that great in the regular season, he didn't throw. You can't be top 10 in yards and not throw the ball.
Yes, you can. When your whole career started during the acceleration of the league becoming a offense-first passing league.
Give it 10
That is
years.
not surprising at all. Give it a couple years and he won't be top 10 anymore. Give it. Do you disagree?
I do, because I don't think outside of Aaron Rodgers, who's already on the list, who's out there now that you're looking at that's going to shatter anything that Eli has done?
Here's the biggest thing.
None.
Eli's got the 2 rings. Big time, amazing clutch quarterback, big game quarterback.
Mahomes, the only guy in the league.
Can't take away Eli's best ability, durability. He's
going to be. He will be out of the top 10 before this year is over.
Eli or Dak? Eli or Dak? You're going to take Eli.
That's great.
You're going to take Eli.
He will be out of the top 10 before this year is over.
Matthew
Stafford is literally 900 yards behind him.
That's fine.
So he will be so your top 10 argument's already gone before they fucking
number
ball.
11. But the other 10 guys ahead of him are all in or going to be in. That's what I'm saying is you're not going to hold him out. Of course he's going to be first ballot. He deserves to be first ballot with Big Ben. Came in the same draft. They deserve to go in. Why wouldn't they?
He's going to go in because of the 2 rings.
He goes in. Hold on, wait. So the 3 that should go in are Big Ben should go in first. First, I think Stafford eventually when he retires should go in.
Yes.
I think guys like who didn't win, like Rivers and Ryan, should be not first ballot.
But they will be.
But they may be. And again, I will sit here and tell
every time we talk about the Hall of Fame, every year when we talk about the Hall of Fame, what do you call it?
It's the Hall of the Very Good.
Exactly.
It's the Hall of the Very Good.
So that's why he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was very good.
And
he was an average. He was an average quarterback in the regular season. He had 2 amazing playoff runs. Did he beat Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and Lambeau? Yeah. The team didn't even score 20 points.
Doesn't matter.
But his job is to put points on the board.
No, it's not. It's to win the game. It's not about the points on the board. It's about managing the game enough to win.
No,
that's what it's
how
about.
does that make any sense? If your defense is holding a team to 14 points and you score 17,
you make it seem like they're the 85 Bears defense here. And it's not. They were good defenses. They weren't all-time great. People talk about the 2000 Ravens defense.
07 Patriots who went 16-0.
And they held them to in the regular season.
They held them to 14 points.
Yeah, because they just played them in the regular season.
That's why they won the game.
And they had a game plan on them.
That's why they won the game. They held them to 14 points. Eli managed to get 1 extra field goal.
They won because Eli made an incredible throw and David Tyree made an incredible catch. That's the reason they won. But you can't take the throw away. You can talk about the helmet catch all you want. But what Eli had to do to make that throw was something special. And I'm sorry that, again, some people are just clutch. He's clutch. He gets it. He gets it in the big moment. So he didn't rise up for every Arizona Cardinal game. I can't blame him.
He didn't rise up for half the games he played in.
But again, when he played shit teams or they had a shit team, again, it happens. He wasn't the reason they won. Again, he's not Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying he is.
Okay, so if he's not the reason that they lost.
He's the reason they won more games than they lost. He was the reason they won more games.
You can't have it both ways.
He was
it's
the
a
reason
team
they
football
won.
game.
Yes, he was the reason.
He did his job. I will give you that.
He did his job.
But those playoff
he
runs
did his job to an exceptional ability that allowed them to win multiple Super Bowls. The Cowboys haven't won since '95.
Two great plays.
Gentlemen, I don't think you guys are ever going to agree on this.
No. Ever.
No. We agree that he's a Hall of Famer. He's just trying to hold him out on the first ballot because he's bitter.
Here's my question.
He's a bitter Cowboy fan.
Here's my question.
That's what I'm going with.
I know Big Ben isn't on the ballot with him. I know Rivers because they
retired or whatever after.
Who is on the ballot with him?
I don't know.
That's there we
nobody.
go.
To be honest, it should be just him and nobody else because there aren't that many people deserving.
We need to know who else is on the ballot.
It's the Hall of the Very Good. We know this. So no matter what the NFL has to put, I think it's either 5 or 6 guys in a year.
Okay.
So no matter what, you're going to get a minimum 5 guys that are going to get in next year with Eli because Eli's going to get in. And if he doesn't get in, then I have a serious problem with the people who didn't put him in.
So he's probably going to get in. I don't know who else is up. He's got a good chance, especially since after his playing career, he's gotten a big personality now. Everybody loves Eli, right?
How can you not?
He's
a man's man.
So I love Eli. Dude, that thing he did with Penn State was one of the best things I ever watched.
So I think he's going to get in first ballot, kind of like, does he deserve to be first ballot? Your opinion, yes. I'm going to say no, but it's kind of like, wasn't Jeter the first person? Oh, no, he wasn't. I was going to say, wasn't he the first unanimous person to get...
He wasn't unanimous.
Yeah,
there was one unanimous.
Mo.
Yeah. And again, I'm not saying this is going to be unanimous because I think there's a lot of other bitter Cowboy and other fans out there that may use it, that are writers or whatever that may have a say and they may not get all the votes. They may agree with a sensibility more of Dave's nature. But to me... he's the greatest quarterback in franchise history, but not only that, there's no other two-time Super Bowl MVP that's ever been left out of the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
So to push him off the ballot on his first ballot for somebody else makes no sense.
We're all agreed he's going to get in.
Your phone may begin ringing. I think Justin Nunn wants to call in.
I think me and you agree that he's going to get in on the first ballot.
Again,
I don't know who
he's
else
going to get in on the first ballot. I just don't think he should be a first ballot.
And
that's
where I agree.
I think literally the following year he
deserves first ballot. For the rest of the guys that get in on first ballot, when you look back,
a 500 quarterback, I just don't believe should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mama H in the chat. What up, Mama H?
Hey, Mama Duke's in the chat.
By the way, we also have, for the first time on the show, Mr. Justin. How you doing, sir?
Jay Hood.
Hold on.
We got to get you connected. We got to get you connected to the Bluetooth.
Give us a moment. Yeah. So, anyway.
We got him now. We got him now. Say it again, Justin.
No.
What is happening?
Well, I know Mama H would probably
Can you guys hear me?
Eli.
Yes, we got you. Technical issues, my friend. But we got you now.
What up, Jay?
I'm here. You hear me?
We hear you.
We hear you loud and clear, brother.
Good.
What up, fellas? Yeah, usually I'm always busy with work and shit. I never really get to tune in or I didn't even know I could call. Dave just messaged me to call your phone.
Yeah, you can call in. We take calls. You got my number and you know me. Give me a call if you feel like you got something to say. I got no problem for that. That goes for anybody out there listening. Mama H wants to call in.
You're going to agree with him, so he's going to be happy to have this phone call.
It ain't even just that, bro. I mean, look, dude, I'm a giant hater. I love the Jets. Eli, bro. Who is Eli Manning? I always said that. Who is Eli Manning? But, yo, dude is a first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down, in my opinion. As much as I hate to say it, hands down, bro. Winning. Eric already said it, bro. Winning on the road in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, horrendous weather, bro. Horrendous. You guys remember seeing Tom Coughlin all pink? Dude couldn't even breathe. You know what I'm saying? Dude, regardless, yeah, he didn't throw for 350 yards and 4 tutties, but dude managed the game, bro. I would take that on the Jets all day.
So, like I said to you in the text, a game manager should be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Hold on.
No,
but Justin, let me point this out to Dave real quick.
Quarterback is a game manager.
Green Bay's only lost 5 home playoff games in their entire history. Eli Manning has 2 of those 5 wins. 2 of those 5 losses belong to Eli. So, I mean, that's something that not a lot of people do.
But they don't belong to Eli.
No,
they belong to the Giants.
Well, bro, the Giants defense the Giants' defense, bro, was nasty in the regular season and in the playoffs too. Eli was mediocre in
And
my
they
opinion.
still went
Dave
9-7 with a top 5
But-
defense. Because their offense was
and,
trash, but they could run the ball, so they stayed in games and won 9 out of 16.
Because by the way, 2-minute drill. There's very few quarterbacks in NFL history you would rather have than Eli in a 2-minute drill.
I never understood why they didn't go to it more, to be honest.
Because he was phenomenal.
He was great with it.
So, I mean, again, end of the game, big game on the line. You need the ball in somebody's hands. He's a great guy to have the ball in somebody's hands. You know, he deserves it. That's all I'm going to say. He deserves it.
He deserves
and
to be in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't
your
deserve
honesty,
to be a first
Justin.
ballot.
I appreciate you calling in and being honest because even though you're an Eli, you're not the biggest Giant fan out there or anything, you still came in with some honesty, and I feel like that's what Dave's lacking a little bit. When
I'm
we're
not
on this
lacking
subject.
any honesty. He managed the game. He made 2 great throws. He hit Manningham on a beautiful throw in the second Super Bowl against the Patriots. He made that unbelievable escape and led to the amazing Tyree catch against the Patriots in 2007. Outside of that, he did nothing special in either one of those Super Bowl wins. The defense and the run game is what led to those wins. He made 2 plays, 1 in each game.
Those plays were significant enough to get him MVP.
It's a 60-minute game.
MVP. So obviously the defense, as great as they were, as much as they held him,
Which is a team experience. So that's
but
why
still,
you didn't get a
usually if
defensive
somebody's
player winning
dominating on
MVP.
defense, but if somebody's dominating the way you're describing on defense,
the year they beat Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, Hakeem Nicks is your MVP. He catches that one ball at like the 40-yard line, breaks 3 tackles, goes 60 yards for a touchdown. They get a miracle Hail Mary at the end of the first half. I watched all these games. I remember
somebody
the
had to get
details.
him the ball.
Holy crap.
Dave, I got a
agrees
question.
with
Dave.
Eric on this one.
So, just my bad. You can't hear it, bro, but this is like a gunshot level loud thunder that just happened outside. So that was the holy crap.
Yeah, bro, it's pretty brutal up here too. I did come home.
Thank God.
Anyway, yo, back to Eric's question earlier. Who would you rather have, bro, Dak or Eli?
He's not wrong. That's a tough question because Dak gets it done during the regular season, man, and not in the playoffs. And Eli's the opposite. Eli gets it done in the playoffs and not the regular season.
But I got to be honest, I want a guy who gets it done in the playoffs. I don't need a guy who gets it done
Yeah,
all
but
regular
when your guy's a
season and then
500
doesn't-
guy in the regular season, you can't get to the playoffs.
But he got there. He got there at least twice to go win 2 of them. And a lot of guys out there don't have multiple Super Bowls. Very few guys
wrong,
out there
bro.
winning 2 Super Bowls.
Very true.
You're not wrong.
Very true.
Makes me
I just
miserable
don't
that
think
he's
he's a
not
first
wrong.
ballot Hall of Famer. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I just don't think he's a first ballot. I literally would tell you if you put him
Well,
on
I hope he
his second
comments.
time
I'm gonna
around.
clip this out of it because I've got a new program on. I'm gonna do some clips.
Are you
I'm gonna
gonna
clip
do
this
what
out.
I used to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try at least for this segment because I'm gonna send it to him, and I want Eli to correct you himself.
Oh, you gotta just
I
tag-
want him.
tag
I
him.
want him to
right,
Put it on Twitter. Tag him.
Gentlemen, real quick. This is the class with Eli. I think Eli's getting in. So it's Eli, Luke Kuechly, Marshall Yanda, Marshawn Lynch, Beast Mode, Terrell Suggs, Darren Sproles, Joe Staley, and Aqib Talib. Oh, a couple more. I apologize. Demaryius Thomas, Clay Matthews, and Ryan Khalil.
You're gonna get Yonda
Wow.
and Staley. They're gonna
Suggs.
put
Definitely.
Demaryius Thomas in just because the guy died at such a young age. They're gonna put him in.
Wait,
was-
so he gets in just because he died early, and
Yeah.
you said what was that first name you mentioned?
Yonda,
Marshall Yanda.
dude, he played
Yonda?
he played like 15
guard.
years as a guard. He
For
was
Baltimore.
I gotta be
dominant
honest.
for nonstop.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You guys know I know a lot about sports, and I know a lot about different things. I'll be honest. I never heard that man's name before in my life until
no,
Joey just
Yonda-
read it.
Yonda
on.
was a
Wow.
monster.
So I'm gonna
He was
tell
on-
you flat out.
He was
in
one
my
of the-
mind,
He was
all
the
right.
starting left guard or right guard for the Ravens when they beat the Niners in the Super Bowl with Ray Lewis.
2012
And, yeah,
back
like
then?
back then. Like Yonda was a
He was
a
an
beast
ox.
for like 15 years.
Yeah, real good. But again, it sounds like he's waited a few years though. So I think he can wait a few. I think he can wait another.
Well, like you said, they're gonna let in 5 either way.
I
Eli's
think-
safe. Don't worry.
I think that you're reading off a few of those. So
Suggs.
Eric's
Suggs is getting
Eric's
in.
buying a ticket to Canton.
I should.
He's gonna go watch Eli get
Suggs,
inducted.
I
They
think
get an
Suggs
Eli
and
bobblehead
Kuechly.
giveaway at Yankee Stadium too this weekend. My buddy went with his son for his
I think
birthday.
Suggs,
Got
Kuechly,
one.
and Eli are automatic.
Justin, really quick, do you want to let Eric
Yep.
know your thoughts of him entering the fantasy league?
Yeah, he's still not good.
There you go. I figured that we could come full circle to.
I want him to come back, but he's not good. You're not good.
You just want him to make the donation.
Ouch.
Nah,
All right,
nah,
well,
I'm
listen,
kidding.
we're
Wait,
gonna.
no,
It's
you want a
it's
good
just some
Justin
friendly
fantasy
smack
football
talk,
story?
bro.
You want a good So in the other league, HOF Football, Justin won it. How many years in a row, Just?
3.
3 years in a row he wins it. So he changes his team name to the Dynasty.
Team
He
Dynasty,
hasn't
yeah.
gotten out of the first round of the playoffs ever since, and it's been like 4 or 5 years.
Bro, I've only made it to the playoffs once in the last 4 years.
Like he just put himself on the
Dave,
pedestal, and reality just boom booted him right off.
But yo,
dominated
dude,
the league the last couple
Let's
years.
go, baby.
Let's go.
It's hard as fuck though in any league, bro, to win 3 in a row in a
Hell
fantasy
yeah. I
football.
don't
What are the
think I've
odds
ever
of that,
seen that.
dude?
I've
Yeah,
never
that's what I'm
won.
saying.
I've never won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Never won 3 in a row. So I will say that too. I think that is very impressive. I will let you know
A
a
lot
little
of luck,
secret that I
too.
let these guys know so far. The only keeper I've said that I'm keeping for sure is probably Dak. Outside of that, I'm not sure yet. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But
What about Patty Mahomes? I
I
don't know.
I can't
Maybe
keep him. I think he's a first or second round pick from last year. Second round pick from last
okay.
year, so I can't keep him.
Real quick, because I stepped out of the chat real quick to look up who was whatever. Mama H thrown in there.
Oh God.
Just jealous that Dak falls apart in the playoffs because Eli's the best.
And when Eli played, Romo fell apart in the playoffs. We could do this
Yeah.
all freaking day. I mean, it just. I know the reality of the team I root for. We're going to be good during the regular season. We'll shit the bed in playoffs, and I'll be pissed off again next year. Is what it is.
And she said he should have never beaten me. So I don't know if that means Justin beat her in the playoffs.
Yeah, Justin
Okay.
beat her in one of the championship games. So
Gotcha.
yeah, mom's still bitter about that too. So yeah. When it comes down to football, mom can control. She can't win anything. So she's got to talk about my football team.
Speaking of football, though, in
Wow.
early preseason, since we're drafting early next week, has anything stood out to you guys early in the preseason? Anything you guys have seen other than, like I said to you before, the Neighbors apparently he's been going off against the Lions in this joint practice thing, and Daniel Jones trying to get tough with the red jersey on. But outside of that, is anything else? But I'm a Giant fan, so I know I'm only looking at it from that perspective. Jet fan wise, I don't even know what's going on with Rodgers and that nonsense. You got any? What's going on with the Jets, Joey?
I have no idea.
No.
No major
No,
injuries,
I mean-
and what's his name still holding out.
Justin, yeah, exactly.
That's Dave's right. That's really it, bro. Reddick's still holding out.
They got
little smack talk, bullshit drama a little bit with Garrett Wilson and Rodgers over the past couple weeks, but that's all squash. That's stupid. And that's really it, bro. We're just, dude, I want to fucking win, bro. I want to win. I want to get to the
Get
playoffs.
that tortilla slap bet all over with.
Week 1.
Dude.
One.
If we play week 1, we're gonna play again. You end up playing me twice, right?
Sweet.
You wouldn't get it over with. You need to wait till week 7 or 8 if you only want to face me once.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
That's brutal. Yeah, I mean with the Cowboys, Sam Williams, one of their third-year pass rusher that they had really high hopes for this year, and Zimmer's defense tore his ACL, so he's out for the year. CeeDee Lamb still holding out. Thanks, Ma. I know that was for you. CeeDee Lamb still holding out, and he was actually put on the did not report list, which buys them another roster spot for preseason so that they can bring somebody else into play for the time being. Dak apparently looks pretty good. The players are adjusting well to Zimmer's defense so far. We'll see how that all unfolds. And I think the other thing, I literally saw today, one of the Cowboys beat writers wrote a small article about the Cowboys running backs. And they were like, if you thought their run game was abysmal last year,
Wait till this year.
wait till this year with the guys that they have suited up in their backfield. So, I read that and I was like, wow. That is, wow.
Super disappointing,
just
man.
Wow. Did nothing in the draft to address it, did nothing in free agency to address it. Basically just said to themselves, well, hopefully our young offensive line can gel together and play well and make big enough holes that you drive a Mack truck through it. Because if you can't, they're not going to be able to run the ball. So, yeah, it's that's I literally read that before I came here, and that made me very sad. So, but I do think
things
the
that may
CD deal
make
gets
people
done.
happy. And Justin, I want to throw it to you for this. The big talks about Ayuk being traded, possibly Pats, Browns, Steelers, a lot of teams getting thrown out there. What's the chances Ayuk gets moved from San Fran before the season starts?
I actually read something today that Cleveland was heavily involved in, possibly Amari Cooper even involved in a trade to get Ayuk.
But to me, that's stupid. You're getting rid of a receiver to bring in a receiver.
You're getting younger.
But Amari Cooper's, to be honest, just as good.
Yeah, I mean, he just turned 30. He wanted more money. He was holding out in the beginning, Cooper. They gave him $20 more million in guarantees for this year.
They already paid him.
And
Already paid him that money.
But they're saying that they really want the report I read, the Browns really want Ayuk, that possibly Cooper would be involved in that trade. But we'll see, bro. It's a report.
Why does everybody have such a hard on for Ayuk? I got to be honest, he's a good receiver, but I mean, I don't think he's otherworldly. I mean, he wants to get paid like he's top 2, 3. I don't think he's a top 2 or 3 receiver in the league.
Is Tua a top quarterback in the league?
None of those are. We went through this last week where we went through all those quarterbacks who were getting paid.
Everyone's just trying to get their money, man.
Again, can't fault them, but if I'm these teams, eventually, like I told you, the floor's going to come out from under him. He's good, but I don't think he's $32 million a year good. When you got other holes on your roster, is he really, and you look around and you're not already paying Amari Cooper, why are you going to bring in Ayuk, who you have to pay too? And he's going to want more than you're probably giving Cooper, and you've already, like you said, just paid Cooper $20 million guaranteed already. So even if Cooper's involved in the deal, you still have to pay Ayuk, because I'm sure he's not getting traded to any team that's not looking to sign him long term. So it's a situation where I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, I think he's a really good receiver. I think he fits in well with what San Fran does, but that doesn't mean he's going to walk onto another team and be a superstar somewhere else. Like, I just don't I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing something, but that's where I'm at with him. But I think there's still a better than 50% chance that he doesn't get traded, because who's going to do it? And like you said, maybe it's the Browns, and maybe they swap him for Cooper to get younger, like Joey said, and I know like you pointed out, Justin, but to me, I mean, that's just kind of a stupid way to spend money. And then you're tied into Ayuk for all those years going forward, where it sounds like you just have Cooper for this year, and you could be out from under it, and you could address a whole bunch of needs with $30 million,
Yeah, but Ayuk is young, man. And, you never know, bro. Put him with Jerry Jeudy and Njoku. Deshaun Watson stays healthy, they could be nasty, man. Nick Chubb come back somewhat healthy.
I'm a Bama guy. I'm a Bama guy, so I love Jeudy, but to be honest, Judy's been a bust so far. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think he's a guy with big-time talent and upside, but, I mean, maybe going back and playing with Cooper is a good thing, because you got 2 Bama guys. Maybe they get back in that Bama mindset. Maybe that's something they can bond over. I don't know, but to me, like, Judy's got a lot to prove. And you guys all know how I probably feel about Deshaun Watson. So I'm not the biggest fan of Deshaun Watson. So I just don't have a ton of faith. Like, I think Njoku's good. I think they have good weapons. Mm-hmm. And I think if they make this trade for Ayuk, they're just trading,
It's a lateral move that costs you a hell of a lot of money.
A ham sandwich for a ham sandwich. It's once you have mayonnaise on it.
I mean, the only thing is like 2-3 years.
Ayuk's been getting better every single year. He was, fantasy-wise, he was a top 15 fantasy receiver.
And he's a really good route runner. If you actually watch him, like if you watch clips where they just focus on it, and like Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, those are some of the best route runners in the league. Like Ayuk's not there, but like he's improved every year and working his way in that direction. It's just for Cleveland specifically, what makes it stupid is, again, giving Amari this guaranteed money and then trying to trade him. And then part of the deal with the trade that, like, Ayuk's agent is like, so San Fran gave his agent the right to go negotiate with other teams to get the contract he's looking for.
Yeah.
So basically it sets the bar for San Fran, saying, okay, we know Ayuk will take this. So then they get to make the choice of, we'll give this to you if you want to stay here, or we'll trade you and get a first-round draft pick, get an Amari Cooper. Like, I just don't think Amari fits San Fran's offense.
No, I agree.
think that's really the other side of this too. Like, Amari is a route-running wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Like, in Dallas, like, he wasn't known to get out. Like, when they ran the ball, Amari wasn't on the field a lot of times. Like, he's not known for run blocking, and if you can't block,
you're not gonna be on the field
in San Fran, you won't play. Like, they expect their receivers to block, and that's why they're such a good run team, other than Trent Williams, who, 80 years in the freaking league, and the guy's still the best tackle in the NFL. But
I'm not mistaken. I think he might be a Bama guy too. Roll Tide.
Trent Williams, I think he is, actually.
I have no
Roll
idea.
Tide.
Roll Tide. Oh, my God. Fucking Eric.
No clue.
College football
Anyway.
starts again soon too, guys. By the way, so I mean, I
Before
know
the
you guys
NFL.
are big into the NFL.
Is it?
But like I've been telling you for years, watch a little college on the weekends. Can't hurt. If you're doing nothing, throw it on the background.
Is this the first
stuff.
year for the 12, or is that next year?
This is, I believe, the first year for the 12 coming up. Last year was the last year of the 14 playoff.
So, Justin, you got anything that you wanted to bring up or talk about other than what you joined in on? Since it's your first time on the show, we can give you the stage for a few.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything, bro. I mean, I just wanted to call in the BS with you guys, right? Talking about Eli. My biggest thing, like I said, is I'm not an Eli guy, but you got to give dude respect where it is. I mean, that was my biggest concern. I was texting you. I can't, for whatever reason, sign into YouTube, but I was like, I gotta get involved.
I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy you did get involved. I'm happy you got involved. You're welcome to call in anytime and talk to. Floor is open. So
Any
anytime
thoughts
you got
on the Olympics? I feel like that's really the only other big sports thing going
that's
on.
where I was going next too. Is the Olympics?
America.
Which, by the way, to tie it into football, did you guys see the report that came out? I believe it was yesterday or the day before. None of you guys saw the big Jalen Hurts announcement?
Oh, he's going to be the torchlighter for the 2020
No.
Olympics or something?
He's not only that. He is the flag football ambassador, as flag football will now be a Summer Olympic event in 2028.
Oh, see, I'd watch that.
That's cool.
Come on, stop.
Yeah, that
We're
is
just
pretty
moving
cool.
towards flag football. That's all the NFL is doing. They're slowly taking the hits out of the game. They're slowly devolving the game in some ways. And by doing that, we're pretty much turning it into flag football. We're pretty much, but he did it by they had this big thing. They put up a little ad where he had a football that he lit, and he threw the football up and lit the torch at the LA Coliseum to light the 2028 Olympic torch as the ambassador for flag football.
I don't think they should do that yet. God forbid. I'm not wishing injury, but God forbid he gets hurt. And he's not even in the league in 4 years. I don't think they want him to be the ambassador of football.
He is. He is the flag football ambassador. That's what they have named Jalen Hurts.
I heard Justin Jefferson may want to do
fire in
it
his
too, bro.
eyes. It was a big nothing to do. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this really what they're announcing right now? I think that's all. NBC put it out. A couple other places put it out.
So the question is, in the first year of them having it, are we going to just send high school, college kids to go
It's gotta
compete
be
in this,
college.
right? And then if we don't win the gold medal, do we do what we did with the NBA, the
All of a
basketball
sudden,
Olympics?
Justin Jefferson.
No,
just
because
hit
if
up
you
our
look, the
NFL
3-on-3 basketball, which is an Olympic sport, why I don't know, but the 3-on-3 basketball, they're non-pros. They're
Yeah, but that's because the pros are playing in the the regular basketball.
Yeah, but I'm
That's
just saying. So
why
I
they're
think
not
it's.
in there.
But I don't think they're going. I don't think any team. I don't think the Chiefs are letting Mahomes go and play in flag football for the Olympics.
Why?
I
He
just
can
don't
work
see
on
it.
his behind the back and
There's
no
enough
look
college
throws.
kids. There's enough whatever. And if we don't dominate this sport for the next 20 years, because they don't play football everywhere, the NFL
Well,
wants
they
to
technically do play football. It's just football.
Yeah, it's a different. It's a totally different ball. It's a totally different ball. But
Guys, I gotta split, but talking real quick about Jalen Hurts, I'm in a little dilemma. Back to fantasy real quick. So I pretty much got my keepers, man, but it comes down to Jalen Hurts or the receiver. I believe it's Jalen or Jaden Reed in Green Bay. And I know it seems silly, but it's value-wise. Hurts can be kept for a 7th, and the Reed receiver can be kept for a 16th. What are your guys' thoughts or opinion?
what would you take for Jalen Hurts? Well, my opinion. That's what my opinion is. If I can keep him for a 7,
Well-
Second round pick, bro. Second round pick.
I don't know. What are we talking here? That's why I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. You want my thoughts? That's my thoughts.
Look,
Wow.
Jalen Hurts plays quarterback. He's the only player on the team that's going to touch the ball every single play, other than the center that's snapping it to him. Personally, I think Jalen Hurts is a running back that plays quarterback, but with the way Philly plays offense, they still will run him. They're still going to do their tush push. So anytime the ball's inside the 3 or you have a short yardage where they need to gain a yard or two, he's going to be the guy running the ball for the most part. You know they're probably going to add a new wrinkle to that tush push. So I get the value when it comes down to draft picks, but Jalen Hurts, if he stays healthy, is going to be a top 10 fantasy player. He just scores too many rushing touchdowns.
Not even
he doesn't throw a lot of them.
Top 10 player.
Yeah,
You're
like
right.
I'm talking top 10 overall player. He scores too many rushing touchdowns and gets too many opportunities to run the ball. And then all he needs is a little bit of protection, and he has 2 of the better wide receivers in the entire league, one of the best tight ends in the entire league, all to throw them the ball. And then they drafted another wide receiver this year that people think is going to be pretty good. So I get the 16th round pick, but me personally, I think you're talking about getting a guy that's going to be top 10, worst top 15 overall player in the 7th round. I don't know how you don't keep that when that's
and I see that. So, but this other guy, Reed, this is Hurts' last year of eligibility to be kept. So. And honestly, it's either he may have I think he cost me an 8th last year, so it'll be a 7th this year. But the Reed guy, he was undrafted, so it could be a 16th this year and then a 15th next year. So that's what's really getting me. I mean, it's tough. I honestly think I'm going to let Hurts go. Really.
I
know
I'm
you know.
pretty sure the other 11 people in our league are not going to be mad at you for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's tough. I just wanted you.
Can you still
he's
trade
solid.
on the roster before you make
you
before
can.
the draft?
I would just Friday, right before Friday.
We're at a wedding, so
yeah.
Actually, take a look at this guy. This guy took over his roster there, and let's have a chat.
Eric, Saturday might be better because you can get him. You might be able to get a drunk Justin to agree to a trade.
No, not even that. Not even that. The only way I would even do it with you, Eric, is I'll be straight up and tell you on the show, whatever. I'd give you the 7th rounder to keep him, but I would want a 3rd.
So a 3rd round. So
you give me a 3rd,
a 3rd round pick for Jalen Hurts.
And I'll give you the 7th to keep him, so you don't have to lose your 7th.
I would do that, but then
don't you got to keep it? Even though you got to get, doesn't he have to give you a player?
No,
No. That's during the regular season.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you
a
got
7th and Hurts. So a 3rd for Hurts and a 7th. Okay, all right. Well, you gave me something to think about. You gave me something to ponder. I'm pondering. I'm thinking. So I'm not saying no, but I'm going to say give me a little time to think about it.
For sure, bro. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is what it is, bro. So yeah. The other thing is, worst case is he goes back in the draft. He's going to go in the 2nd round. I mean, realistically.
Yeah. No.
He'll go in the 2nd.
But that to me is that's where I don't get why this is a debate for you. He's going to go in the 2nd.
You can get Jaden Reed in like the
but you'll be able to get Jaden Reed in the 7th, 8th.
Not necessarily.
You're going to get him in one of the.
Saying.
You can get him in one of the middle rounds. Still be able to keep him. Where you can,
but then he'd have to use a middle round pick on him. Where right now he could keep him for 16.
Yeah,
and then keep him next year for 15 next year.
Exactly.
Where he's not going to have to spend a 5th round or a 6th round pick on him. Where he would have to do that this year in order to keep him.
So my favorite part about this scenario is that Eric agrees with you, Justin, because he wants to trade with you.
No, it's
Me
not.
and Joey are like, I don't think that's the right
trade.
idea.
I just said I would think about it. I said it's interesting to think about. I got to see where I fall. I got to see who else I'm keeping, where I'm keeping him. Because I got to make sure I have a 3rd round pick to even give him. I don't know who was drafted in the 4th.
Never trade.
So I don't know who he drafted last year in the 4th round that I may keep for a 3rd rounder. You know what I mean? So if I keep somebody for a 3rd rounder, I'm not going to have that pick to trade. So I gotta kind of see there which one or kind of how it plays out. But I gotta take a deeper look at the rosters.
A deeper dive.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Guys, look, it was great talking to you. It was cool. Thanks for allowing me to call in, man.
Absolutely, anytime.
Anytime, Jay.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week for sure.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the draft on Tuesday. And, looking forward to a fun season. So thanks for calling. And, we'll see you soon.
You got it, man.
Appreciate you, Justin.
You got it, guys. Yep. You got it, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
We should have had his wife on here, to be honest with you.
Oh, she would have went.
She would have went
off about
she
Eli.
went nuts about Eli.
Well, listen, anytime she wants to call on, she's welcome too. I don't turn people away. Listen, if it's entertainment, it's entertainment. Let's entertain the people. Why not?
That is what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. But speaking of entertainment, going back to the Olympics, have you guys watched any of this? Tell me, you guys had to have seen it because it's been everywhere. The pole vaulter who
went backwards.
No, not the pole vaulter who went backwards. The
I
one
saw
who
that
lost. The one who lost because he went over, but his manhood knocked the bar off.
Oh no!
He was a French guy, and apparently his manhood was so large that when he went over the bar,
was it?
he went over the bar. His bar hit the bar and knocked it off. And yeah, so I mean that was our
Nah.
knuckleheaded news of
I
the week.
It was bigger than a knucklehead. I promise you that.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm telling you, like, it was just wild to see, and then it was plastered everywhere. Where they're like you're watching people go over it. And the same thing, the pole vaulter, because I saw the one guy who got up and then fell back down. I don't know what that was about.
I heard somebody captioned it with "he lied on his Olympic application."
Well, that, and I got to tell you, I watched the floor routine, or not the floor. Well, I watched some of last night, right, where they did the individual gymnastics for the women, and they had on the girls on the balance beam. I've never seen, in all of my years of watching Olympics, people fall off the beam as much as I was saying. Every competitor, other than I think 2 or 3, the 3 that I think medaled, were the only 3 not to fall off the beam. Even people like Simone Biles.
Yeah, she
fell.
Yeah.
Like, everybody fell. It was weird to see because it almost made you think, like, is there something wrong with the beam? Because why are they all falling?
Yeah,
they
the
all
majority's
got off
falling.
balance. It was kind of an awkward situation.
It's a very green event at the Paris Olympics this year. Maybe everyone was just extra sweaty, so the beam was just extra sweaty.
I heard about that too, but honestly, just mentioning Simone Biles, that girl's unbelievable.
Oh,
the one stop photo they had of her doing the floor routine, she was literally 12 feet off the ground.
They had a picture of her next to Shaq, and they're like, she would have cleared Shaq.
Yeah,
and it's
literally, no, this girl was literally 12.
Crap,
she's only like 4'8".
Her head was 12 feet from the ground she jumped off of.
Holy crap!
So that means her feet were about 8 feet off of the ground. Like,
Set her up for an alley-oop, bro.
are you kidding me? Like, she is unbelievable.
Get her in the WNBA.
That the U.S. guy that won the 100-meter sprint, that was the craziest thing I ever saw. That
finish.
That I heard about. That was an unbelievable finish.
He won by 5,000ths of a second.
Yeah,
5,000ths.
Like, you have got to be kidding me.
Unbelievable.
I've literally never seen that one. That was that. And
but it was that close almost across the line.
But I saw the picture, and the guy that finished 4th is only this far behind him.
Crazy, man.
Like, that's how tight. That race was out of this world.
It was completely unlike the women's swimming medley where they lapped almost lapped everybody in the pool. Yeah,
that poor girl literally won the race and then had to sit there for 11 seconds to wait for second place. Like, that's how fast she went in that race. I mean, there's records being broken left and right in career medals. I mean, it's like the U.S. specifically has been out of this world. Like,
even today, they had a guy who was long distance. I think it was like the 1,500 meter run.
The run.
And he came in at the end and stole the victory. It was unbelievable. I think I forget what his name is. Oh shoot! But unbelievable. Cole Hocker, something like that.
Actually, I think you're spot on. Yeah, I think it's Cole Hocker.
I think and he was unbelievable down the stretch. And then the one woman who's doing the hurdles that we have.
Wait, really quick. I don't want to get off of this real quick. So Cole Hocker took gold, and then something Nugis.
Yeah, took bronze.
It was the first time in 102 years that the U.S. had 2 people medal in the 1,500.
That's unbelievable.
Like 102 years. Like, the U.S. came to play. They heard Erich's cry.
Yes, they did.
For
America!
Glory. What was it? the good look. What? Remember that right before the Olympics started? He's like, I want to see him raise him up.
Listen, and so far they have. It took a while. We were behind last week when me and Joey talked.
It took a week.
We were behind in the medal count, not in the medal count overall.
No,
We've been
the
dominating
golds.
that, but in golds. And finally, we've come back. We've now overtaken China for golds. We have the most golds, the most silver, the most bronze. It's the way it should be. It's America. That's why we got to bring back the dominance. Number one, let's do this. And I think our Olympians have been unbelievable this entire cycle. I think they have done a tremendous job representing the U.S. And everything they've done. I don't think we've had too many real super letdowns. I mean, Simone Biles, for God's sakes, 4 golds and a silver in the 4 things. She unbelievable. So I mean, across the Ledecky, the entire swim team, to be honest with you, and now with the track and field, the men and the women are doing is just awesome. So don't have enough great things to say. I hope we finish it out strong. I believe it finishes on Sunday officially.
Talk about lap in the field.
It's like August.
In the field.
Yeah, it's like August
86 medals for the U.S.
And
China's
then we had
got 59, France with 48.
The U.S. women's soccer team play for gold on Saturday.
They just won 1-0.
They just won 1-0.
I watched the first half of that game. Good game, back and forth, but I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous, and that's exactly it.
Dennis
They're very
Rodman's
good.
daughter on the team?
I honestly have no idea.
I think she is, and I think she's performing very well.
But I think my favorite part of this entire Olympic experience has been the one and only Snoop D-O-double-G.
Me and my aunt actually just talked about that. I did that impromptu podcast with her for my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy
it was
birthday.
on Saturday.
Happy birthday!
So she came up from Nashville, and we had a nice time with her here. But we got to talking, and that was her biggest thing is she was so impressed, and she was getting a real kick out of Snoop Dogg.
You cannot.
She was enjoying it, and it's like, who doesn't think of that? Like 20 years ago, you would have never thought that Snoop would be the ambassador to the U.S. at the games like
20
this.
years ago, Snoop was doing Drop It Like It's Hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
30 years ago, he was doing the Shiznit and a whole bunch of gangster rap that even to today, there's a lot of people that wouldn't want to listen to some of the things he said in that. But that man he's transformed his image. He's adapted, but he's also stayed true to the person that
America loves him.
like people like he stayed true to who he is and all that. He just accepted the fact that, all right, I've gotten older. I'm going to grow into a more mature personality. I'm still going to smoke my pot. I'm still going to have my fun. But the pants half off the ass and the blue Crip flags and all that stuff. Like he's stepped away from that, but still stayed true to himself. And I mean, when you saw him walking with the torch, that man looked high as a kite. I would have bet you money he lit a blunt before he with the torch and then started walking. And they were like, Snoop, you can't walk on TV with a blunt in your hand. It's international. And he was like, okay, let me finish this and then I'll keep walking. Because that man looked high as a kite. He was dressed up in the equestrian outfit for the horse stuff.
Yeah.
Like
he loves that.
Snoop has been my favorite part, other than the U.S. dominating a medal count. Snoop has been my favorite part of the Olympics. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is living his best life. He's been a great ambassador for the U.S. He hasn't done anything to draw negative attention to him or to the country.
I played a clip actually for my aunt because we were talking about badminton and how that was like a big sport. She didn't understand why it was bigger, and I was like, no, it's actually an Olympic sport. And there's actually a clip on X. I'll share it with you later. Where I actually played, and Snoop Dogg does like a little bit of commentary on a volley back and forth.
That's amazing.
And it's like, oh, he goes over there, and then he goes over there, and now he's doing it. And then, he's just being Snoop, and it's just like you're just like, because that's the way we're all watching it too. We don't know what the hell we're watching. We don't know backhand, forehand. That's about all we know.
I just know it's got to get over the net.
Yeah, and don't hit the ground.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Other than that, I can't tell you. Oh, look at that spinorama. Like, good for. I have no idea what they're doing. But listening to these people and then listening to Snoop, it's like Snoop is one of us because he's sitting there having the same commentary at work. Because I'm at home going ooh ah, like I don't know what they're doing. Like Simone Biles, 47 flips in the air. I couldn't tell you what she did. I just know it looked unreal.
Oh yeah.
But where they're like, oh yeah, well that was supposed to be a triple thing with a
triple Lindy
with a double twist, but she only did a 1.5 twist there. I'm like, how could you even tell she did a 1.5 twist there?
Yeah.
I could. It blows my mind. But again, I know that they're way more in tune with those sports, but I'm just excited to see it. And one of the thing that was my favorite, and I brought it up with my aunt, the thing that's my favorite, I may have brought this up with you guys before, but about Flavor Flav.
Oh, with the
sponsoring
the
women's water polo.
That's right.
And he and his outcries for more celebrities to do the same with their Olympic, favorite Olympic team. Find one, sponsor it, because the message behind it was cool. He's like, these women, they have 40-hour-a-week jobs. They have this, they have that. They're taking care of their families. They're, and then they got to find time to train. And then they have, and it's not easy to always find that stuff and to have the money to do it or the means to do it. And so for him to do that, boom. And then I even saw there was somebody, I think on I forget, maybe the women's 3-on-3 team or the volleyball team. There was another team where the woman was like, she was worried about making her rent. And he was like, literally, send me your info. I got you. It'll be paid by the morning. And she's like, I don't want you to stress about that. And he's calling on more celebrities to do that. So I thought that was really cool because
that is cool.
If more did that and some of these, because again, if you win gold, you get a $37,000 bonus. But if you don't, you don't get anything.
That's 4 years of training.
Not all of it
for nothing but to compete. Yeah.
Exactly, for nothing but the glory. And these guys still go out there and do it in the name of USA. So I love the fact that Flavor Flav did that. I love the fact that he's calling for more people to do that. So that honestly, other than the Snoop Dogg thing, has been my favorite part. And to be honest, it got me kind of interested because I'm like, why is Flavor Flav at women's polo? Why are they showing him? And then when I heard the story behind it, I'm like, that's freaking cool,
I just want to know
if
the clock necklace is waterproof.
Oh, I'm sure he's got one. I'm sure.
I just want to know.
I bet you he's gifted one to each of them. A waterproof clock for them to wear in the pool.
I've only got two other thoughts real quick, or kind of connected with where you're going with the Olympics. Because a shout out to Amanda. I don't think she's listening at this point, but there's she sent me a picture of this beautiful baked ziti that she made for dinner, and I can't wait to get home for it. But
Got some raviolis downstairs for me.
First and foremost, I think what Flavor Flav has done has been amazing. But so many people forget, right? We are literally watching, without a doubt, get away from the major sports in the world, right? Your soccer, your football, your basketball, your baseball, your hockey, get away from it, right? We're literally watching some of the most athletic human beings in the entire world. And not a single one of them has a full-time job that is being an athlete. All of them have to work a day-to-day 9 to 5. All of them have lives outside of this. It might be coaching the sport that they play, right? Or that they do, right? It might be being a teacher. It could be working in an office job. We have no idea, but over 80% of the athletes that we watch in the Summer and Winter Olympics are just day-to-day average Joe human beings when it comes down to the lifestyle that they live. So what they do in this moment, like you said, it's exactly that. Yes, you get some money. Like Simone Biles, you get maybe endorsement deals if you're somebody like a Simone Biles or a Katie Ledecky, or, think back to Michael Phelps and, these people that have to win countless medals to be able to get these endorsement deals. So it's extremely great to see these famous people help them be a little less stressed while they're in another country competing for something that they worked their ass off for 4 years. And you can't tell me some of these people aren't standing there, like you said, right? They're getting ready to go compete, and they're like, shit, how am I going to pay my rent? Right? I'm going to come home and be evicted. I'm not going to have a house to live in. You can't tell me some of them don't think about this for maybe even just the briefest moment. And the reason why I bring this up is I heard today that the USA men's basketball team decided that they no longer were willing to stay at the Olympic complex, and they shelled out $15 million to rent out an entire hotel in downtown Paris so that they didn't have to sleep on the same beds and have that campus set up. They wanted their own showers. They wanted nice beds. And look, don't get me wrong. They've got the money, right? They paid out of their own pocket. This was not USA taxpayer dollars. They chipped in all together, considering you got 12, 14 very good basketball players that make a lot of freaking money. But
yeah, I'm hearing that too. It's like weird clicking.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing that too. But yeah, so they shelled out $15 million so that they could rent out an entire hotel so that they didn't have to stay on the complex with everybody else.
Did they bring the women's?
Nope. It's just them. Just them. You would to me personally, you would think they would just take the U.S. team. Like, if you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like, I mean, like, you got the money. Don't tell me you guys can't freaking. LeBron James alone could cover the entire U.S. Olympic team across the board in every freaking sport we're playing.
Yes, he definitely could.
So, but that's really all. That was really the last I had about the Olympics. I don't know about you guys, but that was the last I had about the Olympics.
So I haven't really been paying attention, unfortunately. But my thing that I have actually kind of sort of paid attention to, it's not America-based, so I apologize, gentlemen. Sorry. However, did anybody see Turkey brought the real John Wick to the freaking Olympics,
that was awesome.
bro?
Yeah.
I sent that screenshot to all you guys.
What the
bro.
hell? Everybody's
With a
got
hand in his pocket, just regular glasses.
Hey, he's just missing a freaking cigarette, bro. He's just
Apparently, it's the Turkey team because I think they have a woman who does something very similar.
Really?
Yeah. So it's that team, but apparently, like, they have a way.
Dude.
But to be honest, that's the way it should be.
I agree.
Why do these other people get to wear these glasses with these sights and scopes and everything
bro,
else? And
you
they're
gotta eye
like, they
this
got 47
item
things on their
and
gun
just
to
do it.
line it up, and I'm like, this guy's up here with his home pistol.
Yes.
Boom! You know, I'm with you. He was cool,
He was
and I'm glad
awesome, bro.
what he won silver.
That I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
pulled, yeah, no, he got.
think he took the silver.
He won silver. The guy that won gold had
Love
exactly what Eric's talking about.
Love it.
He had these glasses with like all these
Different
weird
colors,
things
right?
that like
Enhance the target.
yeah, like
this and
it
that.
helps them line
and
up
he's
their
just
shot.
like, I got my 2010 vision, bro.
like-
Let's go.
He's like, I got my little pea shooter. I got you. Boom, no problem. Yeah, that was
he
that
legit-
was actually.
Did
one
you
of the
guys
cool-
hear the girl talking like Mickey Mouse?
no.
Yes, I heard that one.
So there's a clip. I'll send it to you later. There's a girl too. She won. I think she was from the Netherlands.
the Netherlands.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she has the like highest
He's
pitch.
not even kidding, bro.
Like,
She
hold on.
literally
I
said-
almost want to
Poor
pull it
girl.
up
She
for you
literally-
now.
I want
send it to me later. It's
Just
okay.
because she's female, we'll say she sounded like Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
Like, right, but like,
But
there
she
is
sounded like this. Ho-ho.
yes,
Yes.
like Joey, like that's not even an
No, I'm
over
gonna play.
exaggeration.
I'm gonna play it for him.
Literally
Like,
sounded just like that.
It's probably
but like,
because of her accent and whatnot.
and they were. Oh no, this is not an accent. This is literally a tone of voice.
I'm trying to help her out.
Like, I appreciate where you're coming from here, but this is a tone of voice, and they were interviewing them after a match. Like, it was one of the like qualifying matches to like get to the medal round.
Okay.
So they were interviewing after they qualified, and just you can't like. But what amazes me the most, and you got to tell me, you got to agree with this. Her teammate just keeps her cool. Like, you could just tell she's heard this girl talk for
A million
years
times.
on end. and she-
Indoors. How was that for you?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was such a strong race. We were all running so
I
fast,
love
multiple
those
running in the
players.
50, so I knew I
I
had
do
to go
too.
out fast. I
Everybody
think in
hears
front
that.
of me, so I wanted to be in front. And
That-
I could hear HOFer. She was behind me, so I was like, okay, this is good. Now we keep going. And
Hey, bro.
this was
everybody-
so amazing.
we all have different
I mean,
voices. We all have different voices.
I so badly wish
I
that
can't
girl.
make fun of her,
I
man.
wish somebody. I hope Disney calls her and says like, "Hey, like we want to." Bring
nobody
you to
should
Disney
make
World."
fun of her because the girl's an Olympian. She's a champion. Like she's.
But that's
like,
a unique voice.
But
right
that
there.
is like
That
you don't
is-
get that close to
no.
Mickey very often without trying. Oh,
Yeah, like, and not to mention whoever does the Mickey voice, they don't sound like that all the time. Like they have to change their voice to sound like that. That girl could be Mickey without or Minnie without even trying.
How do we know? Maybe she
But
was
it-
just doing it for the interview.
Maybe she was, and either way, I
maybe
hope
she was just
wasn't.
doing it for the gram.
For that TikTok. She's like, I'll make more money on social media than the Olympics anyway. Give me a TikTok. Give me some TikTok.
Who needs to sound like a chipmunk when you can sound like Mickey?
Oh my god.
Boy.
Oh man.
Well,
That's-
before we get demonetized by Disney here, I think this is a good spot to tell people to like, subscribe, follow, share. If you've
Do all the
enjoyed
things.
Do all the free stuff.
if you've enjoyed any of what we've done tonight, feel free to do those things for us because again, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. Like, subscribe, share, follow. We'd greatly appreciate it. So thank you again for joining me. Until next time, hey Joey, where can I find you?
They can find me on Instagram at JoeyDoth47. Eli Manning. I messed that up.
Oh, yeah.
David Hastings, where can Eli Manning find you?
Eli Manning can find me on Twitter because that's what I'm going to call it. Damn it. David Hastings. Yeah, David Hastings 20. Wait, David Hastings 23.
David Hastings
Yeah,
23.
D Hastings 23 on Instagram.
Instagram.
That's what it was. Yeah, David Hastings 23 on I just like post and retweet things. I don't really tweet much, so. But feel free to find me there. But most importantly, follow, like, subscribe, do all the things. They're free. They're fun.
Yeah. And yeah, until next time, I mean, they could always follow us too on YouTube, at Die on this Hill, on Spotify, or any of your favorite podcasting apps of choice. Our unofficial fourth host of the night, Louis here, joining us here at the end. And you can follow me at The Living Legend on X. I'm going to call it X, Dave. You can call it Twitter. I'm going to call it X. And
that is what it's called. Force a habit.
And until next time, don't be afraid to have an opinion. A worse draft than me. And die on this hill.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. I'm going to have the worst draft.
Boom.
I honestly.